You're just one listing funnel away from attracting anywhere between additional 10 to upwards of 20 new listing contracts in 2026. So I'm going to break down the very simple framework that we've been using in order to pretty much mitigate all of the noise that's in the real estate market. My name's Amar. I am the founder and CEO of InstAgents, and we simply help real estate professionals, teams, brokerages, simply track more listing volume through one specific platform, and we call that YouTube. So if you've been trying to figure out exactly what this is all about and how this is going to work for you, I'm going to break down the very simple frameworks that's been working for all of our partners, and that's allowed us to generate well over 50 million to upwards of 200 million in just volume with all of our partners within the last 3.5 years. So the traditional way of actually doing marketing and just buying leads and just trusting lead generation platforms is pretty much going down the drain. It's almost dead. And real estate professionals that are now going to be heading into Q1 of next year in 2026 need to understand one very simple variable, and that is visibility and trust. If you are looking to simply win people's trust and get them to understand that you are the position or market leader in that specific zip, or let's say city specifically, you need to be focusing on not generating more leads and thinking about how to attract more listings through just asking people whether they want to sell. And you need to focus on something that I call the value trust ladder. And in almost any service-based business, and just specifically speaking on real estate, which is again probably the most specialized industry niche, you need to be leading your business as a industry expert. So if you're trying to attract listings and you want homeowners to actually believe that you are the right person to actually sell their property, these are all the things that you need to be avoiding in 2026. So if you're still doing Facebook ads, postcards, Google PPC, cold outreach, or you're spending just a tremendous amount of money on accruing leads through the means of just not even actually having a funnel, I'm very sorry to tell you that you're almost actually increasing the amount of time that it really takes for you to get a qualified listing under contract. And another thing that you are also doing is you're creating less trust with your brand because you're trying to take a shotgun approach with just going volume, as opposed to getting people to actually listen to you, understand your value, and most importantly, know that you're someone that is providing resources and different things of that nature to actually have them book in a consultation with you via your YouTube listing funnel. Okay, so with all the stuff that you are currently doing, and again, this is something that you may consider doing, or you've already burnt or got burnt and you spent thousands and thousands of dollars, again, you need to be focusing on providing value on the front end. So what we focus on here at InstAgents is providing two-tiered pieces of value. The only thing that homeowners really want to know is how you are going to either A, help them keep their equity, and B, help them get a higher return on the equity that they've currently positioned themselves as their investment. So if you cannot give them two main resources upon them signing up or wanting to get more information about whether or not they need to sell, you need to have these two variables set in place. And again, this is really important, and this is going to basically stretch the horizon on how you get positioned as opposed to 99% of the tire kicker agents that literally lead with only asking whether or not they want to buy or sell with you. So first things first, you need to provide them a home equity unlock report. And what that is, it's kind of a listing guide that's tailored, customized to, let's say, your marketplace. So you need to be coming up with some sort of templated brochure, document, maybe even a Loom video that basically breaks down all of the very most key points that allows properties to sell for the highest dollar in Fort Lauderdale, let's say Austin, Texas, or even Dallas. And if you are not having some sort of caliber-based information deck, or let's say a listing guide, you're not providing them the value they need to understand whether or not, first of all, the timing is aligned with them to actually sell or even sell with you. Number two, you need to be giving them their own custom appraisal or soft home equity report, which is basically a soft underwriting of what their house should be worth if sold the right way in today's market. Now, These are two variables that need to be positioned on the front end for every single brand new contact. Again, I hear it day in and day out that people are like, hey, I just do referrals and I only deal with referrals because they're easier to deal with and they're a lot more trusting and all that stuff. And I completely get it. But if you want the best thing that's close to a referral, make sure that you provide a ton of value on the front end before you ask them if they want to list with you. What this is going to do, it is going to immediately put you in a position of authority, respect, and control over the frame of conversation. So imagine having a dialogue with someone that has already read your report and has also read your brochure as well too. And now when they show up onto the listing consultation via YouTube, they've watched you talk for literally 5 to 10 minutes. They've also looked at the documentation that you provided them. And now they're also looking at some of the home equity, the equity report that you gave to them as well too. And now all that's really left is for you to just basically position yourself as someone that can basically help them achieve those results. And it really is just now time oriented. Most real estate professionals that are, again, on the listing aspect always just blame the market. Again, when you have a very small TAM, we call it total addressable market, and if you have a listing capacity that you're trying to maybe target 50,000 homeowners, let's just say in a very specific pocket in Fort Lauderdale, you don't have time to waste and think that you have a tremendous amount of leads and opportunities for you to scale from. You only have maybe 5%, maximum 5% of that total addressable market of homeowners to actually hear you out. And if you don't position yourself with these types of value stacks, guess what? You sound like every other agent. Again, this is why I even make these YouTube videos, is because, again, number one, I enjoy talking about what I do for a living, number one. Number two, I like to position myself as someone that can talk about these topics and do it off, camera and provide the value for absolutely free. So again, anyone that's watching these videos can take so much actionable steps. Like, all you really need is a 2-step funnel, which is a confirmation page and then them filling out the report that they want to receive these value stacks from you. You are now going to be outside of the entire crowd, like the entire herd of realtors that are just hoping for deals. Now you're basically creating what I call a very unique sales process around acquiring listings. Okay. So when you're basically talking about, contrasting value and all these different things, realistically speaking, when your future listing, clients actually see your YouTube funnel, they literally get to consume information and value from you without them having to feel like they're being sold to. So when you're watching this YouTube video right now as I'm talking, what is happening is that you are basically consuming the insights and the data points that you need in order to understand whether or not that I'm going to take YouTube seriously next year, or I'm going to continue to keep doing the same stuff that's getting me the same results for the last 4 to 5 years. Okay. Last point that I want to make is that these systems are not difficult to build. Okay. You can literally watch all my YouTube videos and pretty much get an idea of how to build these things out and take action yourself and still get results. And a lot of real estate professionals do that. But the biggest thing is this, is that when you are putting out content on YouTube, you do not need to be a influencer. You do not need to change who you are. People want to know that you're authentic to the frame of what you basically do on a day-to-day basis. What our partners see from me on these calls, on these YouTube videos, is the same exact process and the same exact type of intention and, direction that I give when and before they work with us. So again, you need to have synchronicity with your entire process. You need to be very, very much aligned and very obsessed with providing so much value, because people are very, very intelligent nowadays. You can't just be posting Facebook pictures and videos and mailers and all this stuff thinking that people are going to be convinced that you are going to be the person that helps them get the highest return on investment on their listing or their investment in general. So how to make sure that you become an economist in your neighborhood as opposed to just another agent with a license is really, really important. So again, when you focus on driving on the front end, what happens is that you're able to now have predictability with your business. Now, let's just paint a picture here, right? Because I just don't want to go too deep into a tangent, right, in regards to why YouTube is good. Again, all of our listing agents are now predicting that almost 50 to 60% of all of their listing consultations and contracts are going to come from YouTube. Why? Because every single person that they're targeting and they want to sell their home is in a pocket where they're constantly being directed towards your listing funnel. Okay? A listing funnel, for anyone that doesn't know, is basically a landing page with your offer. And your offer can be, again, I can just throw it out here. It can be simply something as easy as, hey, this is exactly what you need to do to save over tens of thousands of dollars on your property before you sell this year. Or it can be something that's more urgent or more driven with scarcity. And this is what you should be doing before you waste or burn tens of thousands of dollars on your property before you sell. Here's a free guide on how to make sure that you don't do that. And if you want my help on actually going through these resources and seeing what your property may be worth, there's a absolutely free, no commitment, very low risk, in consultation call that you can have with myself or let's say the listing agent, and we can figure out how you can help. So now what you're doing is you're boiling down resistance, right? You're dropping their guard down, and you're basically putting yourself in a position of value-driven, value-led conversation as opposed to, hey, like this is why you should choose me and I have commission breath and it stinks. Like this is not how real estate is going to be working. And this is very important. This is really why we only work with, top tier listing agents. We can pretty much only serve individuals that are actually, invested into getting, their clients top dollar for their property, and they have a pretty decent track record. We do work with the odd some brand new agents as well too, but you have to be very, very value driven and have some very key market insights and just overall be passionate about serving your customers, clients, and partners at a very, very high level, just the way that we are as well too. So just to leave this video on a very simple topic, again, I wanted to make this video just so I can put the absolute pressure that if you are not where you are currently at or where you want to be, and 2025 was just not your year, that is okay. Because again, you have to look at what worked with your business and what didn't. And if 99% of all your business is coming in from repeat referral and organic, I am very, very hard to say that next year is going to be the year that anyone that does not have visibility and does not have a talking track record or a value-driven track record on YouTube, specifically as a real estate professional, you are going to get out-competed and you will be a part of that very large batch of 90% of realtors that are really leaving their full potential on the table. Again, this is really simple stuff, guys. I've got a tremendous amount of trainings and things like that you guys can basically absorb. But if you think that you want to learn about how we build these performance-driven listing funnels for our clients and you want to potentially partner up with me, I only work with 2 to 3 agents per city or specific localities to basically make sure that we can have the highest performance out of the total addressable market that we basically use for our clients to basically build really, really robust acquisition machines for our clients and teams. So if that sounds like something that you want to learn more about, again, you guys can simply just go to the description below or go to the top of my channel, the description as well too, and book a quick little 15-minute free introduction call where I'll literally audit your entire sales process, tell you exactly what we do for our other clients and how this could work for you as well too. And for the most part, again, I really hope that you guys found value in this, and there are a lot of gems, and you can take this stuff to the board, and if you have a technical background, you can make a lot of money next year. So my name's Amar, guys. I will be dropping more videos, and again, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I hope that you have a predictable 2026. We'll see you on the other side.